What's up, Buttercup? So we're just going to jump right into this video, okay? I'm going to give you some tips for volume eaters. And of course, little disclaimer, I'm not a doctor, dietitian, nutritionist, personal coach, none of that, or Jesus. So I always recommend that you seek professional help on your weight loss, fat loss journey. But these are just some tips that help me out, and hopefully they will help you out. So one thing I had to do was prioritize low calorie foods, which were veggies for me. I love, love, love my veggies. So instead of eating regular rice, which I still do have occasionally, but if you are in a calorie deficit, you can't have a whole huge plate of rice and your chicken and all of that. You just can't do that. But I love cauliflower rice. I love my butternut squash. I love broccoli. And I can have a huge bowl of cauliflower rice and broccoli, and it's barely 200 calories. And then by the time you add your protein in it, you're going to be full. Like, it is really hard to overeat on cauliflower rice. So that was tip number one: prioritize low calorie, high volume foods. Now, tip number two is you want to choose high fiber foods. Fiber is amazing. Okay, everyone talks about protein, but no one is talking about fiber. Okay, fiber, it expands in your stomach and it helps keep you fuller longer. So that's like your beans, your oats, your lentils, your berries, chia seeds, and of course, flax seeds. Oh my gosh, there's nothing like a good chia pudding with some berries. I can eat that and I stay pretty full. And then even with the fiber, it keeps you fuller longer, so you don't even eat as much. There have been times I made like a huge chia pudding bowl with berries and everything on it, and I couldn't even eat all of it. So I would eat off it pretty much twice. So that's why I love choosing fiber. Protein is important, but make sure you're getting your fiber in, because again, when you are a volume eater, you're trying to fill that space up. We're working on it. And since we were talking about protein, we're going to go on to tip number three. You want to add lean protein to every meal, or at least 2 out of 3 meals. And your lean protein is anywhere, it's like chicken breasts, eggs, egg whites, shrimp, whitefish, and tuna. You will always see those proteins in my rotation, because whenever I'm feeling a little more ravenous, I shoot for that. I know whenever it's around like my period time, I'm not trying to eat steak. I'm not trying to eat like, salmon and stuff, because, well, it depends what kind of salmon. But I'm not trying to eat the heavier proteins in a sense. And what I mean by heavier proteins, anywhere from pretty much 180 plus calories per serving. So, like a chicken breast, no, a chicken thigh with the skin on it is almost 240 calories per 4 ounce serving. Versus if you had chicken breast, which is 110 calories per 4 ounce servings, I can pretty much have 2 servings of chicken breast for that one chicken thigh. Now, I still eat my chicken thighs, but I always plan around it. But yes, you want to add lean protein to every meal, or at least 2 out of 3 meals. So yes. And then tip number four is to use air and water for volume. So using air is like your air fryer to cook your foods. Of course, it's less oil, it's less product, you're not using as much oil because it's air fried, or you can do like air pop popcorn, which is amazing. And using water for volume is simply just putting like ice into your smoothie, 0 calories. Using water for your oatmeal, boom, or your overnight oats, boom. You save a couple of calories and you bulked up on your oatmeal. So, it's just little tips and tricks that really cut down some calories, especially if you are in a calorie deficit. Okay. The name of the game is calorie deficit, and we're trying to stay in it. Tip number 5 is to eat slower and be more mindful. Sometimes when you're dealing with that spirit of big back, it will have you taste the food, and then it's like, oh, it tastes so good. And you start immediately just eating, and you're eating it fast and you're not even tasting it. So my rule is whenever I eat my meals, I have to sit down and eat. And I try not to be on my phone. I try not to really watch too much TV. I really just try to sit and eat, talk with my husband. I might listen to like a little music or something, but just being present while I'm eating. And that's really great because over time, you start learning your fullness cues, or right before you start getting too full, you start learning like, okay, this is where I can cut off at. So that was my next tip. And now, number 6, you want to do healthy food swaps. So for me, I still use olive oil, but I will definitely add in the olive oil cooking spray. I love cheesecake. I love cheesecake. But for me, what I will do now is Greek yogurt, blueberries with honey and granola, and it tastes like cheesecake to me. So that's a really healthy food swap. I love crunchy things, which is something I just discovered, but I love crunchy. So for me, rice cakes, even if I eat 3 of them, that's 150 calories. Okay. I do like chips. So instead of using regular chips, I use pita. I would take the pita bread, and it's about 60 calories for the whole wheat pita bread. And I cut it up into triangles? And I put a little bit of my low calorie cooking spray on it, and I bake them on 375 for about 15 minutes, and they get this amazing, sprinkle a little salt, and it's such an amazing crunchy texture. So if I eat 2 of them, it's 120 calories. If you feel like you want 3, it's 180 calories. That's not too bad for a serving of chips, well, pita chips compared to a serving of Lay's chips. Just saying. Greek yogurt is the new ranch dressing. Greek yogurt is the new sour cream. Okay, I love the full fat Greek yogurt for my sour cream, and I love the 0 fat where it's like 90 calories. I love using that for my cheesecake, or I'll make a good mousse out of it, and you're getting the protein in there as well. I also love powdered peanut butter because I know y'all like, okay, you making these chia bowls and you got like a whole chunk of peanut butter. Yes, I use powdered peanut butter, add a little bit of water, a little honey, and that is it. Because of course, 2 tablespoons of peanut butter is 180 calories. If you are not careful, you can have 600 calories of just peanut butter, y'all. I'm just saying. And speaking of that, we're going to get to tip number 7. You want to limit calorie dense addition, calorie dense foods. And that's just pretty much your oils, like we said, the olive oil, your nuts, cheeses, and dressings. Dressing is amazing, but it can be 120 calories for 2 tablespoons. And I know because I used to be the big bag with all the dressing on my salad. You could have almost 1,000 calories worth of dressing, y'all. You can. So you want to switch to Greek yogurt if you like the ranch or just more of those creamier dressings. You want to use Greek yogurt and add your seasonings and stuff. If you like your oil dressings, you can use the balsamic vinaigrette, a little bit of olive oil, but then like using a good amount of mustard. And that is an awesome vinaigrette dressing. Okay, I'm putting y'all on. So now those were all of my tips, and these are just some extra ones I'm just going to throw on in there as well. The 3 S's will never prove you wrong. The 3 S's are smoothies, soups, and salads. If you have a smoothie with ice, bananas, water, peanut butter powder, and maybe some blueberries, that is going to be such a huge smoothie, and it's going to have so much volume. It's going to be really hard for you to drink all of it. Now, soup, that's self-explanatory. It could be a vegetable soup. It could be a chicken noodle soup. Soups, because it's warm, it feels like a hug. Soup is amazing. So just eating a smoothie and adding soup to your daily meals, you're going to cut some calories right there. Now it depends what kind of soup you're getting, but still, even if you get like a high somewhat calorie soup, the volume is still going to be there. And salads. I love salad, but I didn't like salad once upon a time because I didn't know how to make it. But a good salad, kale, and then I make this quinoa, tomato, cucumber kind of Greek salad. And it is so good, y'all. It's just so good. Or just a basic tomato cucumber salad. Like there's more salads than just lettuce. So like I said, the salads that I really love is a tomato cucumber salad. You will see that in my rotation at least 2 to 3 times out of the week because a tomato cucumber salad, if you eat a whole tomato cucumber salad is maybe 125 calories. But for how much you're getting, you're going to get full. It's hard to eat, it's hard to eat these things and not be full. It's hard to overeat, I should say, on them. And of course, establishing a eating schedule, just doing that helps out a lot because for me, especially back in the day when I was my heaviest at 300 pounds and 8 ounces, I was just eating whenever. I ate in the morning. I ate in the evening. I ate midday. I ate midnight. So just establishing somewhat of an eating schedule will kind of help you stay in that calorie deficit and also help you with your volume eating because now you can plan your meals out accordingly and then have a good cutoff time to let your body digest, but then also you can prepare for the next day. So it's like, okay, I ate enough for today. I did good. Now tomorrow I'll eat this or I'll eat that, or, just start fresh for tomorrow. Another extra tip is water and tea. If you are feeling sometimes hungry, it's not really hunger, it is thirst. So just drinking more water is going to help you out a lot in the long run. And teas. I will drink 3 to 4 cups of tea a day. So I will start my day off with a ginger green tea, which is really great and is great for your metabolism and all of that. And then I'll just drink, this is triple probiotic tea that I drink, and it's like peppermint and lemon and all of that. So I'll drink that, 3 cups of that. And then I have a detox tea. It's very earthy and kind of cinnamon tasting. It's really great. So I might drink a cup of that. And then I have a raspberry tea. And of course, ladies, if you're ever, not if you're ever, but ladies that are on your period, raspberry tea is amazing for us. Okay. It's amazing for us. If you really want to get all the benefits of raspberry tea, drink at least 1 to 2 cups like a week or two before your period. And of course, the week of your period, it really helps out with cramps. So I'm putting you on, okay? I'm putting y'all on. But yeah, waters and teas, and there are so many different teas, y'all. There are lemon balm teas, there's calamine. I tried this soothing kind of caramel tea the other night, and it was like a little light dessert in a weird way. And I was just like, okay. So it hits all the senses. So get into your tea game, y'all. Get into your tea game. And some of my favorite personal snacks that I like are peppers. You will see me eating a pepper like an apple. It has to be a red one. I love a fresh red pepper. They are low calorie. I can eat about 3 of them, maybe hitting 125 or 50 calories with 3 peppers. So, boom. I love strawberries. Strawberries are just amazing, especially now because they're in season. And even if you eat a whole container of strawberries, again, you're not eating no more than maybe 200 calories, if that. So that's just one of my favorite snacks. And of course, I love Greek yogurt. I'll do like the low calorie version, that's 90 calories. I will put some of that Jello chocolate fudge 0 calorie into my Jello. not to my jello, into my Greek yogurt. Put it in the refrigerator and I top it off with raspberries and granola. And then you have a perfectly chocolate sweet treat for less than 300 calories. Because the name of the game is numbers. We're staying in our calorie deficit. We're eating good food. We're eating food that's going to fuel our bodies, fuel the gains as well. And we're not going to be feeling hungry and deprived. And another tip is butternut squash is amazing. And of course, potatoes. Potatoes are not bad, y'all. Like, you got to make sure you're moving, moving your body. But potatoes are not bad and they are great, somewhat semi low calorie, but they will help you feel full. Because if you have one potato, or even if you do a sweet potato, bake that thing, have some grilled chicken or even some ground chicken with a whole bunch of veggies, onions, and peppers. You have a nice bowl and then top it off with some Greek yogurt. Come on. We're a part of the Pretty and Healthy Girl Club. We are not deprived. We're just not. We have fun on our fat loss journey. So yes, but that is it. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. And until next time, Buttercup, make sure you are going for your walk, you are meal prepping your food, and have a green juice. Until next time, bye, Buttercup.